If test prep feels overwhelming, this AI hack will be a game changer. Continue to watch for more. Welcome back, mommy friends. Today I have my notebook and my notes, so let's get right into it. So, if you do not know, I am a homeschool mom, and I've been homeschooling for the past 4 years. I have three beautiful children. I have one 10-year-old who will be taking the CAT 6 test this school year. And then I have two 7-year-olds who are taking grade 4 CAT test this year. So let's start with my sixth grader and the things that are on his little study guide that I created. If you mommy friends are interested in this, I will link it down below. Here is the grade 6 CAT study guide and the things that my son will be focusing on this school year. So we have reading comprehension. He's going to be focusing directly on main ideas and supporting details, context clues, inference, sequencing events, cause and effects. Now we're going to move on to language mechanics, completing sentences and fragments, subject-verb agreement, correct punctuation, commas, and apostrophes, capitalization rules. Next will be language expression, choose the best sentence, clarity and grammar, combine sentences correctly. Next will be spelling, common spelling patterns, prefixes and suffixes, math, operations, long division, multiplication, multi-step word problems, fractions, add, subtract, simplify, equivalent fractions, decimals, add, subtract, compare, measurement, basic, conversion, and time. So that's everything that I have on my son's study guide that he's going to be studying now until the rest of the end of the year. We're going to go in depth and do an in-depth review of everything. Moving along to my daughters who will be taking the 4th grade CAT. Here is their study guide. I created them. It do say grade 3 because I'm going off of that. So for reading, they're going to be focusing specifically on main idea, supporting details, context clues, sequencing, knowing from beginning, middle, and end, simple inference, what is happening and why it is happening, grammar, complete sentences and fragments, noun, verbs, basic part of speech, capitalization, capitalization, names, and beginning of sentences, punctuation, periods, question marks, commas, and simple list. On to writing skills. Choose the best sentence, clear and correct. Combine simple sentences correctly. On to spelling. Common word patterns, short vowels, blends, frequently used words, and on to math. Last but not least, addition and subtracting with regrouping, basic multiplication facts to the 10, word problems, very important, time, reading the clock, money, counting coins. So those are all the subjects and the things that we're going to specifically focus on and that I narrowed it down to. For me personally, in my homeschooling journey, planning a study guide, I'm trying to make it more ease and breeze for the following years coming up, for the following grades coming up, because planning for studying at the end of the year for the test is super overwhelming for me. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It makes me very anxious, and I sometimes do not know what the children need to study and focus on for when it comes to the end of the year testing, mainly because currently we are behind due to our life circumstances and what happened to us this school year and what we've been through this school year. So it's kind of put us behind, and my focus now is what can get us forward and what can get us back on track. Also, how quickly can my children retain the information and let it stick while also um, grasping new concepts again in different subjects. I hope I'm making sense with that. And I will sometimes not know what to exactly focus on, so that what makes it overwhelming. And then we're just wasting random time on worksheets and things that we didn't have to focus on in the beginning. So I'm glad I made this this study guide of the things that I know that are on the test and for us to really truly focus on. So if your mommy friends are interested, I will definitely link what I've created down below. If your child is taking the CAT test, last year we didn't do that bad taking the CAT test. My children still, in some areas, reached high scores in some of the subjects areas of the test, and I was highly happy about that. And then we also scored low in some areas of subjects about that too. If you mommy friends want to see that video, I will link that for you mommy friends of last year. So I'm just going on what we did last year and just trying to improve upon that this year. Now let me take a moment, mommy friends, to let you know about Ed Cafe AI. Ed Cafe AI pretty much creates lessons, quizzes, and acts like a tutor. This is a resource that we will be utilizing to help us. Okay, mommy friends, this is what Ed Cafe AI looks like. First, you have to start to create you an account. You can create a free account, a pro account, a premium account. What I would recommend is start off with a free account, and then once you love it, then get you a premium subscription. So we're going to log in. I'm going to show you what all the things I've been working on. So here is everything I've created so far for grammar, math, and reading. I'm going to show you what we've been doing for reading practice, what I've created so far. What I've loved is I can focus on main idea, context clues, because that's what tested most. So here is a passage that I have generated within here. So the child reads the passage, and then they have the questions, and then here they also have the answers for me. I also love that you can assign this assignment here, scan this code, and then it will pop up on the child's tablet, and it will come up in question form. It has multiple choice, and they can just pick an answer, pick an answer, and then submit it. So that is one here. This is a reading a passage, working on reading comprehension and all that great stuff. And then I also have a multiple choice quiz. Same thing here. They read the little passage, pick the best answer, and it gives explanation of each thing on this side for me. And then I can assign this and also scan the QR code, and then that will lead him to doing it online on his tablet. He can do, and then just submit it. You also get the options to print. You can also print these assignments, and you can also do add practices after each questions. You could do one question at a time, feedback at the end, or you could just do classical form-based quiz with a summary at the end. Classic. So much stuff that you could do, mommy friends, and it just makes it tailored and customized to your child, which I absolutely love. Let's go to math practice. What I am initially going to do for math is I'm using this for word problems, because that's where kids lose points the most, is on word problems. Here I have a section of fractions for my son. I'm working on like generating fractions. So here, if this was a lesson, here's articles on fractions. Here are slide decks on fractions, and I will go through and pick out which one, of course, works best for us. Here are videos on fractions, and here are also worksheets on fractions. You can click on any of these, and boom, you can just print these out if you like. And then they also have some answers on some as well. So this just makes it super easy when planning, and just take all the guesswork out of things. And homeschooling becomes way more affordable. Okay, let me show you another one. Grammar. For grammar practice, we will be focusing on sentence correction examples. So here's one that I've created. I just created a simple multiple choice questions where they have to pick the best sentence, rephrase the sentence. And yeah, five, and then I could just assign this again, and he can just scan this on the tablet, my son or my daughters, and I could just pick which one I want to do, classic, practice, or assignment. I can shuffle the questions, I can set a time limit, and we can preview what it's going to look like. Here's a preview of what it looks like. I'm going to do the classic, and I'm just going to start preview, and this is what it looks like in the child mode on their electronic. So you can choose one, choose an answer choice. I want to show you, mommy friends, because I'm so excited about this and love this. And then of course I got the I got five incorrect. So yeah, that is how you do that. If you want to do it in practice mode, you can see practice mode. So it says instant feedback after each question, revealing the answer immediately before moving on to the next one. So let's just pick B, submit the answer. And it says correct answer is D. My sister and I went to the park. The subject of the sentence is a compound subject. Use the subject pronoun I rather than one pronoun me. Replace the object pronoun with the subject pronoun. Keep the compound subject order in verb form. So that has a lot of explanation on why I got that question wrong. And then the same thing. Oops, incorrect. So I absolutely love this feature. Um, and yes, I just love Ad Cafe AI, and it's going to make our studying this year way more better when it comes to boosting our test scores this year. So this is how I created what I've created so far in these folders for grammar, math, and reading. You just click create new, and you have chat box, you have quiz, you have YouTube quiz, assignment grader, reading activity, flashcards, slide decks, targeting teaching resources, summary, notes, AI image, AI speech, lesson plans. So this resource can help you create and generate all these things here. If you are used to using ChatGPT, you're definitely going to love Ed Cafe for when it comes to your homeschooling needs. One of my favorite features is this chat box here. You can watch the tutorial here on how to use the chat box. So for here, I would just put something like feedback on my son's writing assignment. I know I spelled that wrong. Let's do that. Writing assignment. And then we're going to create chat box. Okay, so it has role and objective here. Guides and steps here. So it says ask a brief context question, students, age, grade, assignment prompt, and writing goals. Read the submissions and annotate feedback in 3 layers. Interacting guidelines, greeting message. So all of that. So I'm just going to hit save. This is an example. I'm just going to put example here. And then I'm not going to put this in no folder. I'm just going to add this to my library. This is public. File with the same name as this. Okay. 2. Example 2. Save. And then it's going to generate. And then you can assign this to your child or whatnot. And then all they have to do is just take a picture and then upload it in this chat. So it says test me out. Let's test her out. So we're just going to put student here. This is the child screen that they're going to see. And then it says here, how would you like to start? So I can give him a creative writing assignment and then have him work on it. And then he can upload it here, upload the image or the document here, and it will give him feedback on the things that he needs to improve in his writing. And I feel that this is definitely going to help us coming up in grade 6 when it comes to writing, grammar, and language. So I'm just so happy that I found something that can save us headache in the end. So that is amazing. If you mommy friends want to see a more in-depth video of how I am utilizing this and getting the hang of it and all the things I'm doing. So currently one of my favorite things that I'm doing right now is, let's go back if I can find it. This one. Oh no, not that one. Would be this example one. So I've created a chat box that is going to help me with all the reading for easy peasy stuff. So he's going to do a lesson and then write everything down. And then the chat box will ask it questions and help him dive deeper into the lessons. This is what it is I've cooked up so far. So it says, "Hi, I'm your reading coach. I help you improve reading comprehension with short feedback, guiding questions, and quick practice tied into reading for curriculum. Choose what you like to do." So one, they can review a student answer from a reading for lesson, practice a comprehension question together, get a short activity to reinforce a skill. And this is also going to help us in grade 6 with reading comprehension and all those great things as well. So I just cannot wait to play around more with this and to get the hang of it more for this with this. So, alrighty, mommy friends, I hope this was very helpful. This is going to be our daily routine for the next couple of weeks as we test prep, and I have it written down in my book. So we're going to do 20 minutes daily routine. So that's going to be 10 minutes of reading. I also have down 10 minutes of math and then 5 minutes of the chat box because you know that is my favorite and I can see definitely much great value with that. As far as the results and benefits, I'm looking forward to my children becoming way more confident, have them having better accuracy, them being less stressed, and targeted learning. So this is why I'm utilizing this for our test prep and planning it out this way. So thanks so much for watching, mommy friends. I hope to see you in the next one. Please thumbs up the video, like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one.